Once again, hello to everyone. My name is Domantas Bulnys. I'm Operational Marketing Project Executive at Teltonika Networks. So, first of all, I want to thank you, all of you, that you attend to our second webinar. We're listening, and most important, we're hearing you. That is the reason why we're doing this webinar. Also, we will not stop there, and we will try to create a good habit and do the webinars at least a couple times per month. Today, my goal is to show you business cases on this hard time and which business cases really needs throughout us and what opportunities our device is creating. In this webinar, we will cover some use cases where I think to have a cellular router is a must. Also, please be informed that today I'm not alone. Today I'm with my colleague and my manager, Marius. Marius?
Hi, everybody. If you hear me, I'm also very blessed to have all of you here. So far, the attendance of the webinars has been, extraordinary, and I'm happy that you chose in this tough time, probably mostly from home, to learn something new. Personally, I also, try to see as many new things as possible, because that really helps to, take your mind off a little bit less exciting things that are happening right now. And, I'm like Domantas said, I'm very happy to answer all of your questions. So be active. Please use the Q&A functionality. Any technical issues, let us know in the chat, and obviously we will wait for a few more people, because I still see that lots of attendees are joining. So passing the word to Domantas.
Thank you, Marius. How I said, Marius is more than happy to answer all the questions using Q&A functionality during this webinar, and maybe most interesting questions we will try to answer you after the webinar. Okay, maybe we'll pick some top 10 interesting questions and discuss about that. Also, at the end of the webinar, we will have a quick 10 questions to you. These questions help us to gather the feedback, and feedback help us to create better webinars, better use cases, and create something good. So thank you in advance, and I believe we can start in a couple minutes. Okay, friends? Okay, let's start, and others gonna join us during the presentation. Okay, so more than 190 countries are affected by novel COVID-19. So it's almost all the countries in the world. In this time when our movement is restricted because of the quarantine in the countries, we need to find new ways how to survive and help businesses as best as we can. But before starting our use cases, we must understand what type of challenges now we're facing. So, the global outbreak of novel coronavirus at the beginning of 2020 has brought unseen challenges to the global economies. Many companies have realized their workers to work from home, released their workers to work from home. With this decision, many challenges occurred. One of them, how to create secure and reliable remote office connectivity. Companies who have the infrastructure to work from home, this time is not so challenging. But those companies who has the money for new infrastructure or their business model are not working on pandemic, they are firing people. And it was calculated that because of COVID-19 pandemic, global unemployment could be from 5.3 million to 40 million globally. Okay. So at Europe, we have Schengen Agreement, and now we close the borders. First time since 1985. Now, trucks at the border spent approximately a couple hours, and this time cost huge money for companies. Countries needs to build up the border controls. Also, many businesses are shutting down, and longer this quarantine will be, then more companies will shut down. So companies needs to find new ways how to work if they want to avoid bankruptcy. We understanding that we cannot solve all the problems, but for some of them we can really make an impact. Those businesses are emerging use cases. Today we will explore which solutions are on high demand and how LTE connectivity can help and communities during the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's take a look what we're gonna talk today. So those business cases are work from home connectivity, reintroduce border control in Europe, public information surveillance and enforcements, remote telemetry equipment monitoring and infrastructure control, and vending and self-service solutions. Let's start with first use case, where I'm not imagining without an enterprise router. We call it secure and reliable remote office connectivity. To avoid cyber threats, we need to assure secure connectivity for reaching internal systems. Attackers are taking advantage of the high amount of attention paid to COVID-19 to lure victims. This is not single attack or event campaign, but widespread use of virus-related attempts. To work efficient, we need to have reliable connectivity. No one wants if person of your conference call constantly drops the connection or employees cannot reach internal systems and do their job. Please imagine company whom now started to work from home. IT support engineer will need to do all configuration for the employees, set up VPN tunnels or others. How much time he will spend to do that for each employee? Days or even weeks? AT manager needs a system who helps them to do all the configurations in a minute. So main challenges are that without reliability, we'll be wasting time. Without security, employees will struggle to access internal systems. And nowadays, IT integrators need to deploy hundreds of remote offices places. And if they don't have RMS, they need to deploy every single router separate. So let's imagine start the situation. You're at home, all your family is at home. Quality time, yes? But not then when we're talking about reliable connectivity and you don't have enterprise router. Wife is on another conference call, kids watch Netflix or YouTube. What happens? One network cannot handle the throughput. Kids not happy that they cannot watch movies. Wife not happy because she jumps in and out from conference call. So, what I offer? I offer for you left one network for pleasure and have another one by using one of the router from Teltonika networks. Because first of all, additional router with GSM functionality can minimize the risk of internet downtime, providing connectivity through mobile 4G LTE network. With Ethernet and Wi-Fi interfaces, you can set up Route 240 to connect to multiple devices, including PCs, laptops, VoIP phones, and printers, thus making sure all equipment is connected to the internet. Finally, our Route 240 is fully compatible with Teltonika remote management system, which not only enables remote monitoring and management of the devices, but also helps the router to be set it up and configure remotely. So this opens possibilities for IT support teams to set up and manage a large numbers of devices quickly before safely shipping them to the workers. Okay, security topic. So our routers, in this case, we're talking about Route 240, supports 8 different VPN services, including OpenVPN, APSec, STunnel, and others, making an ideal choice when you need to establish encrypted VPN channels between internal enterprise systems and remote home office. With a cellular router, you can easily reduce network maintenance, since it will be a solo product. You will not need to wait a long queue for support, and now when majority of the people working from home, there is more and more problems for them. And for sure, you'll be sure that there will be no internet downtime, since you will be able to use LAN and cellular internet. So in this case, with our devices, you will be winner in all aspects. The best thing about Teltonika products that they are equipped with our user-friendly operating system, which does not require special training and has friendly user interface. And the most important, you can set up the router in less than a couple minutes. Just imagine how happy will be your AT manager and how efficient he will be. So this is just a short video how it looks when you're getting products from Teltonika networks. So this is standard package, including power adapter, antennas, SIM needle to insert the SIM card, Ethernet cable for configuration. So what to do? You need to push the SIM holder button with the SIM needle and insert your SIM card into the SIM holder and slide it back into the router. That's it. Also, when it's done, you can do following steps. You need to attach Wi-Fi and LTE antennas, because without them there will be no connectivity or will be very poor quality of that. So please attach the antennas. Then please connect to the power adapter, because without power there is no connectivity, of course. And then Route 240 routers will show you notification LEDs that it's working, and then connect to the Ethernet cable for configuration. If you want to see full video, please visit our YouTube channel, Teltonika Networks, and you will see more videos. Okay, to make the whole installation even faster, we offer a superb management tool. It's called RMS. And nowadays, IT integrators need to deploy hundreds of remote office places. And if they don't have RMS, they need to deploy every single router separate. And price of that are hundreds of hours. And you want the solution right now. And if it's your first time when you're hearing about the RMS, please watch our previous webinar where my colleague explained all the functionality and features of this superb tool. So, with RMS, you will be able to control and manage all Teltonika routers and gateways, configure them remotely, update firmware, and get all alerts and much more. Related products are our routers. It depends what do you want. Yes, and the best way to choose the right product is to go to our Teltonika Networks page. And now what I'm going to do, I will open and share how we can reach our Teltonika Networks page and how to find the right device. Okay. Okay. So this is our Teltonika web page. Yes, please select Teltonika Networks. Then we have modems, gateways, and routers. If you want, you can compare them. just pressing the routers and select which device you want to compare. For example, route 240, route 950, and route X11. And you need to press compare products. And this is table of comparison those products. So you can see 4G LTE model differences. Yes, so route 240 supports Cat 4, 950 Cat 4, route X11 Cat 6. So it means it's the fastest one. And if you want the fastest one router, you can choose route X11. Also, there is all other very important information. So once again, if you want to pick the right device, please go to our webpage, or even better, call your sales manager from Teltonika Networks, and he can help you to do that. Let's get back to the slides. Okay, so how I said before, it's first time from 1985 we again have border control in Europe. For those who are not from Europe, shortly I will explain. So I from Lithuania, I can sit in my car and go from Lithuania through Poland. If I want, I can reach even Spain, and no one will stop me near the borders and ask me for the passport, unless border control thinks that I'm looking suspicious. Then they can ask for documents. But you know, I was traveling the last 7 summers at Europe, and this never happened. But you know, it's not about me. Let's go on. So just 3 months ago, I was able to travel wherever you want. Now, again, we have border control. Movement is restricted. Just shipping companies with goods can pass the border. So it means that all countries needed to have all the control checkpoints again. They're installing CCTV cameras. They're installing temporary places with computers and to check documents. And all of this communication must be reliable and secure. And they cannot really just use one internet source. They need to have a backup connectivity. Because if communication is not stable, border police cannot check the documents, truck drivers cannot pass the border, and all in all, end customer cannot get his goods. Of course, you can tell me that this infrastructure is already built and there is no additional need of that. But listen, we talk just about the borders. Same logic we can apply to city control checking points. So now our movement is restricted, but it could be even more restricted, and maybe it will be restricted to move to other cities to not spread the virus. So I believe that there are a huge need of secure and reliable connectivity in all type of checkpoints. What we offer? It's our route X11. Why? Because it's dual SIM router. So if one GSM connectivity provider is not able to give you connectivity, another one will do that. Also, because this router can create 2 separate networks, Wi-Fi networks, one for border control, another one maybe for the drivers whom searching information which borders or roads closed or open, and many other features who helping a lot. From Israel to South Korea to China, governments around the world are using technology to track coronavirus outbreak as they race to stop its spread. Technologies and surveillance system played an integral, increasing and evolving role in such a situation today. For countries that have implemented strict quarantine measures, it is essential to monitor and inform the public. However, all of this must be done with as little human interaction as possible. Okay, now often surveillance systems are installed in big parks or in remote areas. Big data throughput from CCTV cameras needed. So those cameras are working 24/7 and quality footage also plays very important role. So it is crucial to minimize the time for deployment of such a systems, because those systems, like always, needed yesterday. Besides, city governments are struggling to enforce quarantine measures and lack personnel to do that. Also, not all places has working fiber internet infrastructure, and if there is some, we need to have backup connectivity. So there we have public surveillance and information system. This is one of the newest use cases where clients need Teltonika router. I don't know how in other countries, but in Lithuania we have situation where this solution is important than ever. Now, when we're sitting at home, weather is fantastic. Sun is smiling for us from the window, and people started to go to the parks just for a short walk. And when is everybody at the park, you can see your neighbors or even friends, and it wants to say hello, yes, and ask how they're feeling at the quarantine, because we miss that. But even this small chit-chat are strictly forbidden. But sometimes people just not understanding that. So in this solution, police is surveilling the situation, and if they seems that someone gathering, they throw a speaker gently reminding that they can't do that. So the solution consists of CCTV camera and AP speaker. They are connected to the router 09 that is equipped with 4G LTE Cat 6. So cellular technology plays very important role in ensuring mission critical connectivity, as governments and law enforcement can get live footage from parks and other public areas, where more people are gathering and provide live communication via speaker. So in this case, no need to lock parks entrances or have police at the place, you just need to have a solution. So this solution can be installed very fast in remote areas or areas where wired internet connectivity is not available, and it can be operational within a few hours. Also, the router is compatible with our remote management system, which help us to remote setup configuration and management. Same business logic can be applied onto other business cases like office CCTV camera monitoring solution. So there we have standard situation. I believe every building has same or similar CCTV infrastructure. And even now, when our offices are empty, I'm saying that there are no people in them, but there is a lot of valuable devices like PC, printers, VoIP phones, and others. So we need to provide security, because no one wants to come back to the office and find empty places. Frequently, office establishments are relying on a wired internet access managed by a local ESP, over which they have little control. Unfortunately, even today, no service providers are able to guarantee for you 100% stable internet service without disruptions. So, as we indicate in the topology, CCTV cameras need to be connecting using power over Ethernet switch to a network video recorder. It stores all footage for convenient access. However, it can only be accessed on site. To be able to access NVR, which is essential for security companies that are connected to ensure perimeter security, it must have a secure and reliable connection to the internet. So Route 11 is popular solution across CCTV use cases because it's powerful LTE Cat 6 cellular connection, able to reach 300 megabits per second speed and gigabit Ethernet interfaces for fast data transfer. Besides, this device has GPS, which helps to identify different sites for security operators. So, monitoring multiple networks through Teltonika remote management system interface. Finding about new virus cases is essential for managing the healthcare system. Countries have established drive-through testing posts. They are beneficial because they require as little contact between the public and medical employees as possible. People who think that they might be infected drive the car to the booth where the medical staff takes the details, register the person, takes a sample, and store it for later delivery to the lab. Apart from connection, security, and reliability, the essential solution features are easy of setup and speed of deployment. In this particular application, X11 plays an important role. So this router is used to provide internet connectivity through 4G LTE by sharing it using dual band Wi-Fi. One side, medical staff can register patient details using a wireless connection and ensure they forward it to the medical case registration system. So their sample can be delivered to the lab and follow up if necessary. Also, same device, X11, can be connected directly to CCTV cameras or a network video recorder using gigabit Ethernet interface. Of course, it is worth mentioning that this cellular router comes with dual SIM functionality with an autofailover feature, which means that you can set up your connection to switch to a backup cellular provider if the primary one fails. And finally, all our routers are equipped with multiple VPN options and firewall for security. So, our solutions are able to connect 4 different CCTV cameras, ensure high quality because of gigabit Ethernet ports and LTE Cat 6 module, and because of dual SIM functionality, give main and backup connectivity. Also, protect all the data with security protocols. And most important, we no need to send a IT guy to move CCTV cameras to left side or right side, because we can do that with RMS access functionality. And all of this functionality goes from one router. Amazing, yes? Okay, which device to choose? It depends what you want to achieve. You need Wi-Fi or not. How I said, use functionality in our web page and compare those devices when you are selecting the right one. Or, how I said before, even better, call your sales manager from Teltonika Networks and he can help you to pick the right device. Other business cases where routers are playing significant role are remote telemetry equipment monitoring and infrastructure control. Yes, now at this time they're not playing the most important role, but we need to ensure less movement as possible at this critical time. But we need to manage everything from our home office. So what is needed? We need connection reliability. Even a couple minutes of downtime for business can be crucial. What to do if your server room is not working and all your employees can't reach internal system? Because we're connecting industrial controllers, a router must be handling industrial communication protocols. We must save our time and health. And when we cannot move or our movement is restricted, remote management for your telemetry plays very important role. So one of the solutions where we cannot lose time is out-of-band management solution. Main reason is to assure remote monitoring and configuration. In other case, we will need to have engineer at the place 24/7. It means we will need to have at least 3 different AT guys in a day, and it costs huge money. Or ask for service provider who can help, but his hourly cost starts from $100. Every system had different softwares, and it's difficult to track all of them at the same time. We want to provide service where you will need just one system. And how I said before, no service providers are able to guarantee for you 100% stable internet service without disruptions. So, office, shopping centers, private or public institutions, we have internet everywhere. And to manage high throughput internet infrastructure in any of these locations, we might have a rack or we might have a server room where we have the main router, in many cases that is Cisco ACR, integrated service router. But in this case, we will call it the main router. Now, configuring this router, this main router, is not simple. Not every AT guy can do that. So, AT managers need to be certified by Cisco. Of course, tech support from Cisco is quite expensive. Hourly price is about $150 per hour. So quite a few of our partners do. So they take route 955, connecting to the console port if the main router, and this way they solve a few problems. If you want to do remote configuration to the main router, you do that with Cisco, the main router analog of RMS. But it costs of course much more. Then, if your main router loses internet connectivity, you can assure a backup with route 955 and still access it using RMS access feature. And is unlikely but possible case, your main router goes down. You most likely just need to restart it. Send engineer for an hour and a half drive. You gotta pay him for driving, connecting a line cable into the console port and restarting. All of this can be done with RMS. Route 955 and RMS, you can either access a web UI or straight go into the terminal of the main router. So, once again, you no need to have engineer at the place. You no need to ask help from tech support. Everything you can do just with route 955 and RMS. Also, same idea we can set into other business cases. Of course, I understand that new solar panels are not the most important thing at the moment. But what to do with already built infrastructure? How to monitor? How know that this system working sufficient and you are not losing money? So, about the solution. So, solar power plant consists of sophisticated infrastructure working in perfect sync to maximize the potential electricity production. Primary components are solar panels, inverters, solar controllers, and energy storage system. The performance of solar power plants must be closely monitored to ensure the maximum productivity and availability to make sure that everything is running smoothly and the electricity generators rate is with acceptable values. Besides, remote monitoring is essential to scheduling maintenance, such as part replacements or solar panel cleaning. Solar power plants are mostly located in remote areas, yes? So, why? Because large amount of the land area they are occupying. Remote location poses a challenge for remote monitoring connectivity because wired internet sources are readily available at solar power production plant locations. So, topology outlines a simplified classic remote monitoring solution with cellular connectivity device at its core. So, the solar controller is a brain of solar power plant operation, and it's generally capable of outputting system data via industrial protocols, such as Modbus TCP. Depending on the size of the solar power plant, numerous solar charge controllers are set up to track electricity generation data from a set of the solar panels. The best way to input this data is to use a cloud IoT platform where the data is aggregated and presented to the operator with performance metrics and suggested maintenance insights. Other business case where works similar logic is remote control and monitoring of wind turbines. Wind turbine generates energy which is passed to a substation and further transmission. On the other side, everything is controlled and remotely monitored via the wind turbine controller, which is connected to our TDB-145. This device provides a reliable and stable internet connection and acts as Modbus gateway between controller and control center, where all monitoring and management takes place. So once again, if wind turbine is not working, turbine controller via our device and RMS sends you alerts. And then you will know what to do, because maybe you just need to access the controller web UI, or maybe you can solve this problem remotely. Or you will know what tools to bring if it's not solvable remotely. So in this time, we're learning the need of remote management capability, and we will understanding how this is important for all the businesses. Which products to choose? From my experience, it will be a device with serial interface. And if you want to connect just one controller, we have superb devices, gateways. Of course, if you want more functionality, more cellular reliability with dual SIM functionality, you can always choose our Route 955, who has everything. Okay, now we're going to touch business cases whom growing right now. When majority of the shops, post offices or banks closed, we still can use their service. I'm talking about vending and self-service solutions. So what is needed for those business cases? Firstly, and the most important, is security. We must assure security for secure money transactions. If we pay for something, we must get the product. Secondly, devices are installed inside the vending machines where there are no space and ventilation. So communication product must work. And last but not least, remote monitoring functionality. What we talked the last 20 minutes, yes? Okay. When we start work from home, we clearly understand what we're really missing in our home infrastructure. It could be bigger desktop, it could be a more comfortable chair, or I have some friends who are ordering gaming console to kill some time. So, talking about self-service terminals, whom doesn't know what it is, I will shortly introduce that for you. So, these terminals are very popular in North Europe. When you something ordering from online shop, they give you possibility to choose how you want to get your goods. 9 of 10 cases I'm choosing self-service parcel terminal, and it's very easy to answer why. I can pick up those products in 5 days period. I can choose, depends on the day plan, then I want to gather my goods. More better that they are working 24/7. So if I want, I can use the solution at 3 a.m. Also, I can pay for my products not through online, but when I'm near the terminal, because terminal supports point of sale system. So, how to get goods? How I said before, there are 3 main solution providers: post office, physical couriers, and self-service terminals. So why now self-service terminals are growing? Because other solutions at this time has more disadvantages than advantages. So post office disadvantages. Of course, it could be working hours because they're working from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. But Now, most of the post office are closed. Just some of them are still working. And when just some of them are still working, in the post office will be a lot of people. And then we're getting higher risk to get a virus. So, post office to get for your new mouse, new chair, or your gaming console is not an option. Physical career disadvantages. First of all, of course, it's cost more than a self-service terminal, because courier needs to reach 40 different places and wait for customers, while the courier can bring all the goods just in a couple locations. Of course, they usually calls half an hour before, what is good when we're sitting at home. But from that moment, we become stuck. Yes, we cannot go anywhere, even to go with your pet for a short walk, because couriers will not have time to wait for you. And last, but the most important, we need to communicate with courier, who've been in 20 different places before. So when he reaches you, I'm not taking a risk to communicate with the driver. Okay, of course, parcel terminals also has some disadvantages, but I will explain it to you that if they're using cellular routers from Teltonika networks, they can avoid them. So, once again, these self-service parcel delivery terminals are a complex system consisting of multiple pickup locations. Terminals are automated machines with screens for human interaction and the ability to process cash and card payments. Finally, everything is controlled by dedicated software from the central server, authorizing parcel pickup and making sure that user gets their goods instead of someone else. Key functionality enabling these terminals is a reliable connection to the internet. However, wired connectivity via fiber or DSL cannot offer for you 100% uptime, which is essential to self-service parcel terminal operators. So, what's happened when there is no internet? Simple answer: system is not working. So you just imagine situation. How I said before, you have time period when you can pick up your goods. And if you are like me, you will wait for the last day to pick up them. And if I reach my parcel terminal and there is no internet connectivity, it means I'm crossing my fingers that someone will fix this parcel terminal as soon as possible. In the other case, my goods will go to the logistics center and I will waste a lot of time to get them. So, all the connectivity challenges for this use case can be addressed by installing an industrial cellular router to provide primary or backup connectivity through 4G LTE. Route 950 is ideal for these applications because it's equipped with dual SIM functionality, which offers additional automatic redundancy in case one mobile GSM operator fails. Route 950 is being connected straight to the industrial computer, controlling the whole self-service terminal and managing the connection between wired and cellular backup WAN. Also, multiple Ethernet ports allow us connect additional devices, yes, such as CCTV cameras for security measures. So, same rule can be applied and for other business cases. At this situation, when all tasks at home are done, we have some spare time to do something good for whom we never had a time. In this case, my wife figured out that she wants to get physical photos and create photo album. But now those shops whom providing this service is closed. So what to do? Wait for quarantine end, but then we will not have time for photo albums. So it's fantastic that our clients created this solution, photo terminal machine. This machine can read physical storage media such as memory cards and USB drives. More important, she can upload photos from her smartphone, where all the pictures are from vacations. And she can do that by connecting to the machine with Wi-Fi, whom providing our Route to 40. What advantages our routers creates for companies whom providing the service? So Route to 40 help us for tracking ink and paper stock and scheduling optimal service. And if something is not working, you can set alerts and solve the problem if possible remotely and manage all the situation from home office. So once again, employees can avoid excess movement and physical contact. So size in this case are very important because clients installing those routers inside the solution, inside the vending machine, inside the parcel terminal, and size is very, very important because there is no space. Reliable cellular connectivity, how I said, there is no internet provider who can provide you 100% stable internet connectivity. So backup connectivity avoid further problems. Products depends what you want to achieve. It could be Route 40, it could be Route 950, it could be a Route X series. How I said, please go to our websites and check that. And before ending, I just want to share you some information. All the use cases, what I show you today, you can find in our Teltonika webpage. You just need to go to industries, all use cases, and you can find more business cases, and you can find new opportunities for your businesses. Also, please go to our YouTube channel, go to our LinkedIn website, and follow all the information. All the newest use cases you will find in there. And let's go back to the slides. So, as the world is facing a pandemic crisis, the tools chosen to help in this fight must be reliable and secure, ensuring fast to deploy mission-critical connectivity. Teltonika has more than 2 decades of experience designing, developing, and manufacturing IoT and network solutions that are validated in the most challenging public and private infrastructure solutions. We stand by the medical and emergency workers and continue to provide technology solutions that are secure, reliable, and of course, easy to use. So once again, I want to thank you for everyone, and for that you find the time today and you find the time to answer our questions. And how I said, see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.